Welcome to the Pot.Live podcast. I'm your host, Lenny G. This podcast is all about connecting the community with the thought leaders of business and entertainment in the cannabis industry. As this industry expands and becomes more and more mainstream, we want to educate and entertain our listeners and become your choice and voice for all things cannabis. Thanks for joining us and enjoy the show. Listeners, are you looking for the only one-stop online platform in the cannabis industry? Then you have to check out MJ.com. MJ has it all. Medical and professional news and trends. Get your medical card. Over 150 free workouts for your health and fitness. VIP membership. 2 different gaming apps to win cash and prizes. Find your local dispensaries. Learn about the latest strains and search for your career in the marijuana industry. And don't forget to get your favorite lab-tested CBD products delivered straight to your front door. It's all at MJ.com. Welcome to the Pot.Live podcast. I'm your host, Lenny G. And today our special guest, a husband and wife team, Jane and Dave Sandelman. They are the founders of Cannatrol. Cannatrol, I love the tagline. Cannatrol is the best cure for your buds. And I want them to explain what Cannatrol is, not me. So Jane and Dave, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Len.
Thank you.
Excellent. So tell everybody right off the bat, what is Cannatrol?
We do drying and curing of cannabis flowers using our patent-pending Vapotrol technology. And what we're doing is creating an environment where the water in the flower can be removed from the flower, leave the flower at a very controlled rate. If you pull the water out of a flower too quickly, you can wind up with very harsh smoke and a hay smell. If you allow the water to remain in the flower too long, it can go moldy. So we're giving the user a tool to control the rate at which the water comes out of the flower to give the optimum results. And with our system, it's repeatable every time you run a batch through it. And it doesn't matter whether it's the middle of the summer or the middle of the winter when it's very dry, summer when it's very wet outside. You always get consistent, repeatable results using the Cannatrol system.
Now, I know that you work with home growers, dispensaries, or commercial operations. Can you just talk about the difference between each and the size of the machinery that they would need?
Yeah, we have our Cool Cure model, which is a small tabletop version. It takes around 2 pounds of wet flour going in, and it's about a 7-8 day cycle, 3 to 4 days for drying, and then another 4 days or so of cure. And at that point, you have a good smokable flower. But as we know, the longer you then leave it in cure, the better it gets. So you can then, continue to cure it. And then at some point, what people are now doing is using the cool cures for storing. And you just have to put your flowers in a brown paper bag, which are vapor permeable. And it's amazing the quality of the flower that stays in the box. And at that point, you can leave it for months.
It'll last for months.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And then on the commercial side, we have a couple of stock-sized boxes that where we dry on baker's racks, and we can handle we have a 4-rack box, which holds about 80 kilos of wet product. We've got an 8-cart box that holds about 160 kilos, and a 12-cart box that holds a 240 kilo load. So we've got lots of stock options, and then we also do custom build-outs for all kinds of production cycles. So what we do is we work with our growers, no matter what their size, and we talk to them about their production cycle. And then we design a system that works best for them.
And I guess by utilizing this type of product, you're really improving the profitability and yield from any harvest or any home grow, if you will, right?
Absolutely. In fact, we just did some quick ROI back of the napkin calculations, and on one of our bigger boxes, in year 1, 67 cents an ounce after you operate for a year, and then you're paid for. So this is a very, very cost-efficient way to get incredible consistency to your product. The other thing to note about the difference in the product is, since you're not over drying, your weights are a little higher, so you can increase your final weight by 1 or 2%. And for a commercial grower, that's a huge amount of profit dropping straight through to the bottom line.
And where is your product available right now? And do you have distribution? Do you ship anywhere? Give a little insight into how you're getting your product out there.
The consumer model, the Cool Cure, is available online at our website, cannatrols.com, and we offer free shipping, and we ship direct to you. We have them in stock, and then we work with a partner called Sanitary Designs, SDI, and they work with us. We provide solutions for cheese aging rooms, meat aging rooms, for charcuterie and dry aged meat. The same physics applies to storing, aging, and having cheese dry as well, and cure, as well as meat. So the same physics being applied to cannabis, and those are big rooms, big installations. So they will do proposals for large custom installs.
Well, being an Italian boy myself, I like those dried cheeses and meats. That's excellent. 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 So give us...
It's the perfect combination of 3 products. I mean, when you've got cheese, meat, and cannabis, it's perfect.
You can't go wrong.
More. Maybe beer.
We have a great time getting samples from various successful businesses using our technology.
Oh, I bet. So tell us a little bit about your background. Were you always in the cannabis field? Where did you guys come from? Were you corporate employees? Were you always entrepreneurs? Give a little insight into your journey, please.
Well, my background has always been in controls, designing systems in the HVAC industry. I have 14 patents, and we have a couple now pending with this new Vapotrol technology. How I got started in this was a cheesemaker while we were here in Vermont said he was having problems controlling his cheese aging room. So I took a stab at a solution, and it was successful. And then another cheese facility. So to date, we have several hundred cheese facilities throughout North America using this technology. So I guess I'm a bit of an inventor and entrepreneur that found his way into the cannabis industry. Just happened that way.
Wow, excellent.
And my background is in sales and marketing. And what Dave didn't mention is that about 18 years ago, we moved from the New York metro area, where we both had corporate jobs, to Vermont, where we bought a shuttered inn. And we ran that inn for 10 years. So we call ourselves corporate refugees, but we bailed out of the New York area. We came up to Vermont, and actually, being in the food industry, we had a terrific restaurant at our inn, and being in that industry, we met a lot of cheesemakers, and that's how Dave first got into the cheese world and found out that some of these small cheesemakers in Vermont had a lot of problem controlling their rooms. So that's really the genesis of the technology. So it's been a good journey.
I love that. I am also a New York corporate refugee. I used to work for 12 years in the financial industry, and then became a serial entrepreneur about 17 years ago. So yeah, I understand the journey. I understand the journey. So tell us the difference. Obviously, you're doing traditional things like cheeses and even B&Bs or inns, however you want to term it. And then what was it like marketing that traditional industry and now trying to market something in an industry with a stigma and restrictions on certain marketing types?
Well, first, we're selling a piece of equipment. So from a regulation standpoint, it's not so much of an issue for us because it's a piece of hardware. What you put in it, it could be a piece of cheese or it could be a piece of meat. But, our Cool Cure is specifically designed for drying and curing flowers. People are also using them for hemp. We took the technology and scaled it into this home box and then brought it to a caregiver here in Vermont who was doing grow. and said, here, try this out and let us know what you think. And he will never give us that box back again. I think his quote is, there is no other way to dry and cure flowers once he started using it. So he's been a great advocate. And then every time we ship a box to someone, there might be one or two questions when they first start it up because it's a little bit new to them. And then eventually we get, wow, this thing is amazing.
Great.
So a lot of our marketing is testimonial and word of mouth. But being in a state where home grow is legal has been great because it's actually pretty easy to market. So we've been focusing on places where home grow is legal. So that stigma happily is going away, and more and more people are growing their own, both medical and recreational. So it's great. I think we've made huge leaps and bounds in the industry. We have a long way to go, but I think we're making great progress.
And the Cool Cure unit, just by looking online, is like the size of a beverage cooler almost that you would put like under a counter. Is it about that size?
Exactly. It's about the size of a little wine fridge.
Excellent.
So it's pretty compact. You can slip it. In fact, we have one sitting in our kitchen that's holding our grow from the summer.
Excellent. Beautiful. So it's convenient. So tell everybody, where can they find more information about the product and how can they get in touch with your team?
Hop on our website, cannatrols.com with an S, and you'll be able to read more about our technology. And you can also order direct right from our website.
So tell me about, I want to get back into a little bit about the marketing. So are you utilizing traditional marketing avenue? Are you utilizing social media? What's been best for you so far? Word of mouth?
Yeah, we use a lot of social media. We use a lot of Instagram. That's been significant for us because it's such a great way to talk to a large audience. We use some Facebook. Our web is pretty, we keep that pretty active. We're starting to do some print advertising. Interestingly, I've spoken to a couple of radio stations, and I spoke to a radio station in New York, and they wanted nothing to do with our filthy weed money. But Massachusetts was ready to go. So I think we might be able to do some radio advertising coming into the holiday season to promote for gift giving and something and stuff like that. But it's challenging in this industry because not everybody is open to cannabis advertising, obviously.
Right, exactly. That's been a challenge for so many people. So it's hard. I guess it's easier for you. You're not touching the product, so you don't have as many restrictions as Dave said. Do you have any restrictions on where you can ship this, or unlimited?
No, it's unlimited. Right now, we're shipping to all over the U.S., and we've just started shipping to Canada. So we just made that available. We have had some requests for international to go to Europe. We have some folks in the EU that are interested in product. We're not shipping there just yet, but I'm hoping in the next 6 to 8 months we'll be able to ship internationally.
And what's the price point for an entry level, just a home grower? He or she's a beginner and they just want to have a apparatus like this. What's the price point to barrier to entry there?
The price is $1,500 for the small box.
Okay.
And we feel like at this point people have spent so much money on their grow. They spend so much money on their genetics, on their nutrients, on their lights. It's not only a cash outlay, but it's a time outlay. People spend, they put a lot of love into their grow. So, when I hear about people who put all that time and money into their grow, and then they wind up with moldy product because they hung it in a closet with a fan on it, or they put it in an attic and the cat got at it, or just horrible. They lose their harvest. So here's a way that you can guarantee really good outcome every time.
When the weather conditions are just right, you can definitely hang plants and dry the flowers and get some of the most amazing smokable flower. But you're subject to the variations of the weather. So, if you harvest and hit a bunch of wet, rainy days, things might not turn out so good. If the weather is perfect, you might, strike and have a great batch. And what we're giving you is repeatable, consistent results all the time.
Yeah, you're taking the variables that people can't control out of the equation, which is excellent. Excellent.
Yeah. We have a user that said to me, he's been growing for 20 years, and this is the first time he slept through his cure. He's like, I didn't have to think about it. And those are the kind of testimonials that we love to hear, that we took the stress out of the whole dry and cure process.
Excellent. So tell us, before we finish up, I'd like to get this answered by each of you separately, if you don't mind. What's something that excites you and something that concerns you about the overall cannabis industry?
Well, what's exciting is meeting all the different people from all different walks of life, and everyone really, being excited about cannabis, growing it, consuming it, you name it. Going to the trade shows is a really fun and exciting experience. Concerns is, the constantly changing regulations. With larger grow operations, we speak to people, I'm going to build out this facility in 6 months, and 3 years later they're still with permits and regulations. So that's the uncertainty we see.
Yeah, and I guess for me, I echo Dave's comment about the community, that we've met fantastic people in this community, and a really diverse group of people, and people that are engaged and interested. So that for me has been the best part of it. And, along with what Dave said about the changing regulations, we worry about just that big corporate takeover of the industry and what that could potentially do to that diverse community, to sort of stifle that creativity and that grassroots energy that's happening in the industry. So those are my concerns.
Yeah, I think you both hit on something that's really special about this community, and it's the same for me. Like I said, coming from the financial industry, everyone I knew was in the financial industry, and that's where they came from, and they were almost bred to do that. Now, being involved in this industry, we meet people from every walk of life, no matter race, gender, nationality, whatever it is, and they all have a different background that's really unique and interesting, and they're all coming to try and do something positive. I think 99% of the people I've met so far have been super positive, friendly, and willing to help other businesses, not look at everybody as competition, and almost want to help the industry as a whole. Would you feel that same way?
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Yeah, it's been wonderful. And I appreciate you guys sharing your journey, your successes, and telling everyone about your new product line. Once again, tell everybody where they can find more information on the product line.
Thanks, Len. You can find us at Cannatrol.com with an S, and take a look at our website. You can buy right online, buy direct, and give us a call or send us an email right from the website, and we will answer every question you have.
Excellent. Jane and Dave Sandelman, thank you so much for being a guest on our show today.
Thanks, Len. Have a great day.
All right. We wish you nothing but the best, and we'll see everyone next time on the Pot.Live podcast. Are you ready to be a VIP? Well, Culture Club is ready to bring you thousands of dollars in exclusive deals with the touch of a finger. Simply visit cultureclubusa.com, sign up, and you will get immediate access to dozens of CBD products, services, vacation rentals, over 1,800 vacation rentals, sports gear for all the top pro leagues, all of them, and educational courses. And check this out, a free $100 gift as soon as you sign up. Culture Club is basically paying you to become a member. It's a no-brainer. Go to cultureclubusa.com and become a VIP today.